Hi, I just want to get you started on choosing a typeface or even several typefaces. So what I want you to do is look at my page here, and this is going to be a real quick movie. This is an 8.5 by 11 Illustrator page, and you can see over here that I've hit Control R to get my rulers on the screen just to have them. Okay, now look over here. I have a reference layer. I want to unlock it and show you something. I just brought in, let me close this clipping group for a second. Okay, I just brought in and saved your picture like this. Okay, now I wanted to start with the SM that overlap here. So what I did was I duplicated it like this. Okay, and all I did was create a clipping mask. Now to create a clipping mask, let me turn this off. All I did was create this rectangle right here. Okay, I'll even unclip it really fast. So you can go to Object, Clipping Mask, Release. Now all I did was create a rectangle on top of this piece just because I wanted to go to Object, Clipping Mask, and Make, which is Control 7, and you can see how I can lock that up. Now I also just typed in an SM just to have it nearby. I'm not going to trace over top of that because I'm just going to use it to look at. Okay, now what I did was I hit the T key, right? Let me start over. I hit the T key and I just typed in an SM. Now I didn't care what typeface it was, okay? And I wanted to show you something here. So let me just put it on something that's just regular right here. Okay, now what I want you to do is I'm going to move this over. And I typed it at 130 points just to get it about the right size. Now look what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Adobe Illustrator character palette right next to this. Okay, now I am going to I'm not in the text tool, I am in the direct select tool. So click to the direct select tool. Thanks. So you can move it around if you want. Now what I want to do is I want to, where it says the name of whatever typeface it is, just click and let that stay right like that. Okay, now all you have to do is do the down arrow and you can see how you can preview all the typefaces that you would like to see. Now let me move this over because you may want to see your reference at the same time. So let me go like this, so now I can see the reference and the text that I typed. I'm going to select it with the direct select tool. Cool. Now all I do is hit the down menu and leave my cursor right there and use my down arrows. And you can see how I can preview different SM character styles. What I want you to do is let me know which character styles you like. Rather than me just trying to figure out what you want, I want you to do it. Now don't worry about the spacing between the letters or the size of the letters, but I would like you, look at how I'm previewing here, okay? And you can watch this movie a couple of times, but I want you to go through your font palette. Now, if you want extra fonts and you don't have them, you can always go, and let me bring this over, to the Creative Cloud, okay? I'm going to attach a movie to this in a second, but look, I'm in the Creative Cloud. Okay, you can see here that I'm going to bring up my Creative Cloud application. So there it is right there. Okay, cool. Now what I want you to do with that is I want you to go down on this left list and say Manage Fonts. Now in the Manage Fonts, you can go in here and you can, I gotta remember where it is, you can go in here and you can view all the fonts. I just have to see where all the fonts are. So let's go to Activate Fonts, Browse More Fonts. So you click this button right over here and it'll bring up the web page. So now I'm going to bring this over, which is why I had it in the first place. Okay, so I opened the Creative Cloud application. Over here it says Browse More Fonts. So if you want to experiment, all you have to do is go through the list of fonts that are on the left. Let's say, for the sake of saying, you wanted this one right here. Well, you just click it. Then you just click over here and activate the font. You can see here now how I've activated the font, and it's now telling me that I have this KUDRY, whatever that is. Okay, so I'll show you that a second ago I didn't have that available in the list in Illustrator. A second ago I didn't. So if I go like this and I go down to the K's, I should have that available. Let's see if it's there. Whoops, where is it? Right there. So now I have all of these, there it is right there. It was actually KUD. Let me see if I have it. And it should be there. Let me go back down and see if KUD is there. Yes, right there. So a minute ago I didn't have those, which is cool. Now I do. Now I have this on whatever typeface I wanted. So I wanted you to not just be limited to the fonts on your machine. I wanted you to go into the Creative Cloud, click Browse More Fonts, activate the ones that you want, and then they'll show up in Illustrator. You don't even have to restart the program. So how do you do this again? You can see that I'm selecting the font with the Direct Select tool. Okay. I'm going to just click on the arrow over here, leave my cursor right there, and use my down arrow or my up arrow to figure out which font kind of looks cool and one that I could work with, that you could work with. Okay? That's what I want you to do, and then let me know what font faces you really like. Okay? Thanks.